What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon here. Today I would like to do a top eBay auctions of the week. Boy, there are so many auctions that come through. You know, it used to be I type in PSA 10 Pokemon and a couple hundred would come up. Now I type in PSA 10 Pokemon and there's thousands upon thousands listed for auction. So my watch list has an overwhelming amount of significant auctions that ended, but I'm going to touch on the top 20 that I feel were the most significant. Please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and check out my newest video, my top 10 vintage PokeTubers of 2020. Put a lot of work into that video, so give it a watch and a thumbs up, please. I'd really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get right into this with our number 20 auction of the week, and that is this modern Charizard V promo from Champion's Path. This was a Black Label BGS 10. It went for $1,875. I'm not sure the population of these cards, but anytime you see a Black Label Pokemon card come through an auction, it's always worth a watch. So yeah, I was interested to see what this ended at, which was $1,875. So very interesting. Up next, we have the Typhlosion 17 that went as a PSA 9 first edition in PWCC for $6,500. And the reason this is crazy is because it wasn't a year ago, I think, that the Typhlosion 17 PSA 10 was listed for auction at $8,000 or buy it now for $10,000, and I do believe TCA Gaming picked it up at $10,000. But yeah, this card is getting very close to where the PSA 10 was listed for about a year ago. So this card is absolutely legendary, and the artwork is amazing. So yeah, $6,500 for a PSA 9 first edition. Here we have from Fire Red Leaf Green, we have the very first Charizard EX, and it is a beautiful border there. I love this card. It went for $7,700 as a PSA 10. Yeah, the Fire Red Leaf Green booster boxes are very expensive, so it makes sense to see that this card is also following suit. Here we have a Blaine's Charizard first edition holo that went in PWCC auction for $9,050, which is pretty close to where it's been going for. This card, along with the Dark Charizard, has been around the 5-figure range, about $10,000. So $9,000's not too shabby. Let's get into some booster boxes here. Booster boxes have been an interesting subject the past couple weeks because I've seen various fluctuations in what they've been ending at. Let's go over this. We have a first edition sealed fossil booster box that went for $15,600. We had another one go for $17,000. And we had another one go for $16,610 in a PWCC auction. Now you might be saying to yourself, dang, these boxes were about $20,000 at one point, not too long ago. And you're right, they were. I think it's just the vintage market dipping a little bit, as well as some of these sellers don't have a lot of feedback. Like, well, PWCC has a ton of feedback, but some of these, like the one that went for $15,600, I'm not sure if they have a lot of feedback. But yeah, when you're looking at booster box prices and the auction price they end at, I notice a lot of the ones on the lower side are sellers with little to no feedback. So that's something to consider when you're evaluating the price of these. So yeah, this week, not so much for $20,000. Looking more like $16,000 to $17,000 for a sealed fossil first edition box. Here we have Team Rocket. This is a first edition box that went for $16,200, and then we had another one go in PWCC auction at $18,100. So this week we were averaging about $17,000 for this box. Once again, they've been going for closer to $20,000, so a little bit of a dip in price this week by about $2,000 to $3,000 for a sealed first edition Team Rocket box. Jungle Box here. We had one go for $29,600 in PWCC auctions. That's right about where it's been. The Jungle Boxes have been about $30,000, so we did not see a dip this week in the Jungle Box, so that's good. Let's get some Base Set Unlimited here. That's been the hot box of the past several weeks. Let's see if it's still holding its value. We had a PWCC auction one go for $26,177. We had one from TCA Gaming go for $29,400, and then we had one go from Poke Hut for a $30,700 price tag. So it seems like the fossil and the Team Rocket boxes have dipped down a little bit, while the Jungle and the Base Set Unlimited boxes are keeping their value as far as sealed booster boxes so far. Here, we're going to get into some somewhat heavy hitter PSA 10 cards. We have a beautiful Neo Destiny Umbreon first edition holo for $10,100. There's a population of 71 PSA 10 examples of this card, and it is a beaut. Here we have a Snorlax from Jungle PSA 10 first edition holo that went for $12,000. These colorless Pokemon, the colorless energy Pokemon, are more difficult to grade. There is a population of 69 PSA 10 Snorlaxes, went for $12,000 this week. Here we had several. I think we had all of the first edition base set PSA 10 holos come through in PWCC, except the Venusaur. I don't think I saw a Venusaur come through, but all the other ones did. And they all were $10,000 or more. I'm not going to touch on all of them because, like I said, there was a ton of auctions this week, but I'm going to highlight the really expensive ones. We had a Raichu here, PSA 10 base set, first edition, go for $17,100. We had a Mewtwo PSA 10 base set, go for $22,655. Whew! We had a Hitmonchan go for $23,100. We had a Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny first edition go for $25,100. That's crazy. The population of Shining Charizards is 201 PSA 10 examples, for your information. We had a Crystal Charizard from Skyridge go for $25,100 as well. And there are 185 PSA 10 examples of Crystal Charizard. We had a Chansey go for a whopping $36,877. Why? Because it is the lowest pop PSA 10 first edition base set holo there is by a lot. I believe there are 46 PSA 10 examples. This is a very difficult card to grade, and it reflects in the hefty price tag of $36,000. All right, we had one here from TCA Gaming. He posted on his video a shadowless base set test sheet of all the holos with like a, you can see it right here, like a sparkle or a different kind of holofoil pattern going on there that they ended up not using, obviously. But it has several Charizards on here. You can see it's missing a lot of the energy symbols and the evolution Pokemons, and there's a prototype that somehow he got his hands on. It went for $29,825 for this sheet. From watching his video, the sheet wasn't in very good condition. There's a lot of creases over the cards, so I think that's why it didn't get more than maybe some were expecting, but still, almost $30,000 isn't too bad. It's definitely a unique piece of Pokemon art. Very interesting to see that come by. You're probably never going to see it come by again, so that was very cool to see that. Alright, now for some really heavy hitters here. We had a Blastoise from base set, first edition PSA 10 holo. Go for $45,100. I'm pretty sure that's a new record price for this card. I think there's only a population of like 98 or 99 of these in PSA 10, so this is another one of those cards that's difficult to grade. Yeah, that is a big boy right there. Here we had a new record price if the sale went through. This is all assuming these sales went through. This is the first edition Lugia holographic from Neo Genesis. They went for $129,000. Unbelievable. I believe there's 60-some PSA 10 copies in the world of this. It is truly a legendary card. It is considered the Charizard of the Neo series. And wow, what a price tag for that. Incredible. I wanted to also bring this up that a fellow subscriber said that he sold his BGS 9.5 first edition Lugia for $20,000. So it's crazy to see the discrepancy of what Beckett considers a gem mint card to the PSA 10 gem mint card of over $100,000 difference here. And my congratulations to this fella who sold it for $20,000. That's still very nice. But it's just unbelievable to see the difference between a PSA 9 or PSA 10 and a BGS 9.5 sometimes. Wow. And the final card of the week, it is no surprise here. I believe it's a new record price for the first edition PSA 10 base set Charizard at $295,300. And this is an old certification here, but I believe they sent it back in to get the new Lighthouse label on it. So it looks beautiful. Almost $300,000 for this card. I can't wait to see what it's going to be. next time it comes through. This card is the very definition of skyrocketing. So let me know what y'all thought of this week. There were so many cards that I didn't have the time to go through all of them. There was tons of gold stars. I mean, and I know I missed a lot, but I do like to highlight each one of them and go over them a bit. I don't want to just scroll through and tell you what they all went for. I think y'all can do that yourselves. So I like to give my 2 cents on each of these. So that was my top 20 of the week. What'd you think? Thank you so much for watching. Once again, please check out my top 10 vintage PokeTubers of 2020 video. I put a lot of work into it, a lot of editing, so check that out, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Thank you.